Hey guys, I'm going to show you my cheap and easy way to do Texas rigs on your decoys. That's just a cheap game winner blue wing teal decoy, but you're going to need some type of cord. I suggest some type of tangle free type decoy material, because the main reason of doing this, in my opinion, is to keep regular string from tangling up all the time. I got lucky and found this 12 gauge copper coated wire in a dumpster, almost a whole roll of it, so I figure this stuff will last longer than anything else. You ain't gotta worry about it breaking. So that's what I'm going to use. You're also going to need some crimps. These are actually a little too small. These are 3/32 for this 12 gauge wire, and they're a little snug. I wish I had something just a tad bit larger, but I gotta work with what I got. You're going to need some weights. I'm lucky enough to work in an industrial setting where when they change out anything, they put new flange bolts and nuts in it, so I go around and pick up all the old nuts to use for decoy weights. I don't put snap swivels on mine because we don't pick up and put out our decoys every day. I mainly just do this to keep the headache of when we're picking them up and putting them out, the initial times, from being all tangled up. But all I do is I just run the cord through the eye of the keel, just like on any other setup. Run your string through your crimp, come out and make a loop. I put my loop at the top. I noticed some companies put theirs at the bottom. I don't like that, because then you have to pick up the entire string to get to your loop, and you're probably going to get wet and everything else trying to do that. Once you make your loop, I take a pair of old wire dikes. I don't have a pair of crimpers because they're expensive and these work just as good. I don't suggest using new ones because you're going to be cramping down on this aluminum and you'll end up messing up a good pair. So dig in the back of your toolbox and find an old pair of dikes to crimp down with. Make sure you got that good, not going anywhere. You go to the other end of your line and do the same thing with your weight. Slide your line through, put your weight on, make a loop, and go back through your crimp. Snug it down. Now make sure, see that little tag right there? Make sure you don't leave that sticking out, because that's going to catch moss, grass, all kind of good stuff that's going to tangle you up more often than not. And then just take your dikes, crimp on each side of it, and there you go. Texas rig decoy, and I have about $3.50 tied up in this. And I actually made mine 7 foot long for where the water is, so that's the advantage of making them yourself, is you can make them however long you want to. Hope y'all enjoyed. Stay tuned. Later in the season we will be filming some hunts and loading them up, so good luck this season and see y'all later.